Hey guys, Moe here, aka Unky Mo, and today I want to talk about my new old camera. So, a year or so ago, I picked up a Lumix GX8. It's a camera that came out around 2013, and it was small, compact. It had everything I needed. But then I decided, you know what? Because I picked it up for so cheap, I'm always trying to sell something. I listed it at almost double the price I originally paid for, and I got that. So that's the only reason I sold it, because I wanted to see if I could do, one of those TV shows where they flip something. So I was able to flip it, but then I realized I missed it because it was such a great little compact camera. It had a few drawbacks like slow autofocus, but 2013, right? It had a 16 megapixel sensor. The sensor wasn't an issue at all. It was a great little sensor. I didn't like the way the menu worked, and the autofocus was semi back button dial pad setup because it didn't have a joystick type of thing. So that was an annoyance, but it wasn't anything that, really tilted me to sell the camera. It was honestly greed, and I'm ashamed of myself because, again, it was such a small camera. And I said to myself, well, it's a small camera, but I have the X-T5, and as soon as the new pancake lens comes out, it's going to make this a very easy to carry portable kit. And don't mind my fingernails if they're dirty. I was just having to fix my tire stuff, so I got a bunch of dirt in it. Even though I washed my hands, it's there. Get over it. We're human beings. Either way. So why am I bringing up the GX7? Because I've still missed that form factor and design. So what did I do? I picked up the GX8. And to me, the GX8 is everything that the GX7 started and has evolved. It has weather sealing. It has better autofocus. It has a 20 megapixel sensor. It has a articulating screen, which to me is not a selling point, because normally this is a photography Camry. That's a whole car. But anyway, as to me, as it has the flip out articulating screen, which is not a selling point to me, because I prefer, when I'm doing photography like everyone else, the tilt screens, right? So that's not a selling point, but it's a plus if I was to do video, because this does do 4K 30 video, which is pretty amazing. But since I've been using it, it has an amazing touch focus using the screen, which doesn't make me miss the joystick in the back. And again, I've only had this for a couple days. I haven't had a chance to really test it out, which was going to be for today. But I do have a wonderful lens collection for it. So, and if you wanted to see what's the difference between the GX8 and the XT5, there it is, that way, right? It's a smaller body. As far as deepness is concerned, it's smaller in the hand feel, and it's a little lighter too. Not drastically lighter, but a little lighter. This is the setup that would give me 35 millimeter equivalent on the XT5, and this is the setup that gives me the 35 millimeter equivalent on the GX8. It's not drastic visually, right? But in hand, it's a big difference. This is the Olympus 17 millimeter pancake 2.8 lens. I don't know much about it. Again, like I said, I've only had this for a couple of days. Very excited about it. The only problem with this lens, though, it's loud. Listen, let me turn this on first. You hear that? But it's also one of the very first lenses that Olympus came out with when they introduced their Micro Four Thirds system. So I don't care about how loud it is. I'm going to be using this in a street environment, maybe for some food photography while I'm out and about. This is what I wanted. I wanted an everyday carry, and this seems like it's going to be it. This came from eBay, very good price. The cup is not the original iCup. So I've already ordered a small replacement. It's coming from the overseas world, so it won't be here for a while. But see, this is how I've been using it. I've been actually folding this piece down because the normal eye cup isn't this deep. So it's a little annoying with my glasses to try to, get in here. So I've had to lower it this way because I still want the rubber edging to brace my lenses on my glasses, but I don't want this big flappity flap all in my face. No one wants a flappity flap on their face unless they're into flappity flaps in their face. You know who you are. Anyway, so, and yeah, if you don't know, the GX system, the GX9, GX7, GX8, and GX9 have this weird viewfinder that actually pops up so you could look down so people don't know what you're doing. But I think it's never been a selling point. Actually, I think it's a negative, but kudos for them for thinking about this. Either way, so I got this is, like I said, the 17 millimeter from Olympus, 2.8. Great reviews online. I'll let you know my opinion. It also came with the kit lens of kit lenses, the 14 to 42 original one. This is not the version 2.2 or 3 or whatever. It's a little 14 to 40. I had this on the GX7 and I loved it. I felt, wow, like 28 millimeters seems wider on this Micro Four Thirds system, but it's not. It's still 28 millimeters, right? 14 with the crop factor of 2 makes it a 28 to 84, which is lovely. And I'm glad that it's back in my life. And then it also came with this little doohickey, the old classic 45 to 150, aka the 90 to 300. And it's I've used this one a little bit. I went for a walk yesterday with my G9 II and the 100 to 400, and I took this one with me to see how much am I going to be losing with the other lens I have, obviously the 100 to 200 to 800 range, and this is again 90 to 300. So I'm not going to go birding with this lens. It's not fast enough. It's an older motor, this, that, and the other. But if I was to go to a baseball game, having the equivalent of 300 millimeters on your camera, this compact, the stadium people are going to give you a hard time when you're trying to bring in this lens into the stadium. I've had problems when I carried the old, well, it's not the old, but when I had the Sigma 100 to 400, they gave me a little problem with that on the Fuji body. They even gave me a little problem train passing by. I picked this spot because in New Jersey, we're just at peak cherry blossom season, as you can see over here. And I wanted to have a little beauty for you guys, because if you have to look at me, you need to have something beautiful to distract you. Look at this, without the window. See the color pop? That's nice. That guy's wondering, like, why am I pointing at him? But anyway, let's keep it moving. So anyway, I'm very excited about the 45 to 150 because it's never been the greatest lens ever created on the face of this earth, but people who use it are very, very happy with it. And if I didn't get it in this kit, I would have probably picked it up, because normally this one still sells for about $100 or less on the used market here in the States. Same thing with this 14 to 42. If I didn't have it, when I got this little kit from eBay, I would have definitely got it, because again, sub $100. I've had it before, and though the images weren't like, sorry, I didn't mean to yell. I did mean to yell. But anyway, even though the images weren't the greatest images on the face of this earth, I enjoyed them. And you know what? This is my fun camera. This is my walk around with camera, which is exactly what these lenses qualify for. Well, anyway, that's my update. I'm very excited that I have the GX8. Hopefully within a week or two, I'm able to get out and do some street photography with it, or walk around photography, some food photography. Woo! Either way, guys, thanks for stopping by, listening to me babble for about 15, 20 minutes, whatever it's been. Stay strong, stay positive, always love, respect the beard. Go pick up your camera and shoot something, and I mean with your camera.